Hello, welcome back to Mantel Farm with myself, Josh, and experienced beekeeper, Roger. Things don't quite go to plan with our queen cell, but we do have a plan B. If you've got any questions or suggestions for things you'd like to see in future videos, please leave them in the comments below.
Right,
And here we are. Pollen and nice orange pollen's going in there.
Good-o. I couldn't put that concrete thing on the top again because I forgot it the night before last, and somebody is pupating behind it now.
No.
A nice black spiky caterpillar's pupating
Oh.
behind there, so I've put it back down and got a brick instead.
Oh.
But,
Any idea what it might be?
well,
Did you have a look at it?
things like red admirals and that sort of family, you know, the peacocks and the tortoiseshells, they have their caterpillars are black and spiky, so it might be one of them. But I'm not really sure.
So we have been joint effort feeding this, haven't we? Giving it some one-to-one syrup since our last inspection last Wednesday, well, a week ago.
So we're hoping to find that they've used that to encourage the queen to lay more eggs, and also to draw down the last few inches of the partially finished foundation that's in there.
Yes.
Hoping.
Yeah.
Right, have a quick look round for wax moths, because we do like to squash them when we see them.
So have they been taking quite a bit of the syrup last few days, or has it slowed up a bit?
Well, no, I mean, the night before last, I actually practically filled the thing up,
Oh, right.
and they'd taken nearly all of it
Wow.
by last night, and again, they've done pretty well
Done a
considering
fair
that's
bit there, haven't they? Considering.
about 12 hours, 12, 15 hours since it was put in there, so, you know, they're moving quite a bit. Oh, there's one.
Has he got one? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Which one's that, a grater?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
greater, probably a female, I should think, judging by the size of it. Anyway, it's a squashed one now.
Gone.
But yeah, this is the sort of place they get to, which is, you know, in the shade under the roof, and in corners where it's dark and out of the way. Just get it off, and then we can just get it off, Roger. Come on.
Don't just see that coming off and slosh it up into your face.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, if it were empty, it wouldn't be a problem, but it's still got a certain amount of syrup in it, so I don't want to tip it all over the place.
No.
There we are in the brood chamber. Nice lot of propolis around the board.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's an autumn thing.
Was it a tree resin? Like a tree?
It's meant to be tree resins
Yeah.
and things. But yeah, so there we are with a whole box full of bees. So that side is full of probably syrup, because we've been feeding them every evening for a week.
Well, we were worried about the amount of food they had last time, weren't they? That was
Well,
another
yeah, they
reason.
did have a lot to see them through, but also we wanted to encourage them to finish off these middle frames, because they've left sort of gaps, well, bits at the bottom of some of the frames that don't have any, haven't drawn the cells out. Anyway, there we go. Move yourselves, girls, come on, stand aside. Let the dog see the rabbit, as it were. And second frame in, we've got sealed brood on the outside. We've got some larvae as well.
Nectar surrounding
A
it.
lot of nectar, bit of sealed stores up the top. And on the other side, again, we've got sealed stores at the top. We've got a bit of sealed brood and quite a big area. Well, the area of brood is about the same as on the other side of the thing, but this time it's the other way around. There's more larvae than sealed brood.
Ah.
but just shows that it's all happening and it's going on more or less as we want it to. If you feed them, then they've basically got a few options. They can store it, or they can pass it around and get everyone up to snuff and produce more brood. And they can, what we want them to do is to draw these last few inches of comb out. So there's the queen in the middle, trotting about looking for somewhere to lay eggs. And we've got sealed brood. We've got a lot of nectar that they just put in the empty space in the middle to frustrate the queen, who wants to lay eggs in there. I have seen eggs laid on top of pollen, but I don't think I've never seen them dropped into nectar. And that's the other side that's just about to emerge. That
there's one actually emerging, isn't there?
One actually emerging in the middle, but it's that grey thing where you can see through the capping and you can see the colour of the bee's head, as it were. And then on the other side, actually is it a bigger patch of brood, I think? I don't know. And there's a queen cup there in the middle that looks as though it needs looking at.
It's empty, isn't it?
Yeah, nothing in there.
Bit of smoke.
Smoke, just to shift them out of the way a bit. Sealed brood just emerging. We've got another queen cup there with somebody's head in it.
Oh.
Which is a bit of a concern.
Whereabouts? Oh yeah.
Get out of the way, girls, come on. And don't think there's any in there. No, nothing in there.
Just knocking around.
It's important that bees have a variety of pollens, because some of them, some of them have been studied, and apparently, although sunflower pollen is very, very popular with bees and is quite abundant where you've got a few sunflower heads, because obviously the flower heads are huge, although the individual flowers are quite small. But they produce a lot of pollen, but it isn't particularly good for bees. It has a low. There are 3 or 4 different protein types that are in the pollen, and sunflower pollen has one of the values is quite low. So they need to have a mix of pollens. It's one of the reasons I think that the professional American beekeepers have this problem with, or had this problem with colony collapse, because they were moving their bees to almond orchards, and the almond trees they produce pollen, but they don't produce nectar apparently. So the beekeepers are feeding them a syrup, and the bees are working the almonds for pollen, and that's all they were getting. And because of the big area of almond trees, the colonies are tending to move from one nut orchard to another, and so they have anything up to probably about 12 weeks where all they're getting is one sort of pollen, and so they're probably not getting sufficient of something in that, and they're being fed with syrup, which is just sugar and water. So there's no additives in that, which there probably are in nectar, although they're quite small. So I think that it's this sort of mono feeding was causing the colonies to collapse, because if you feed your babies on the same stuff and it's not quite right and there's no variety, then although it doesn't kill them straight away, it probably shortens their life, and they're never as big and strapping and healthy as what they would have been if they'd had a proper mixed diet.
Yeah.
The same as people, you know. I mean, you can live on McDonald's for quite a while, but it doesn't do you any good. There's 2 bees on that queen cell, look, and they both got different coloured pollen loads. One I would suggest is from Himalayan balsam, which is the white one, and the other one's got the bright orange
Yes.
from somewhere else.
Huh.
Get them.
And carry on with the food?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to do any harm. Even if they store some of it, it's not going to hurt anybody, is it?
No.
Because we haven't got any supers on this for honey, so it's all for them. And hopefully we'll get them to fill out those last couple of frames of going from foundation to comb.
Yeah.
Because if they're eating it, they've got to do something with it.
Oh yeah.
They don't really have the choice.
So we popped an entrance block in to help with defence and just general thing to do this time of year is close it up a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
And wasps and other bees and all that sort of stuff. And this super's probably going to be able to come off really, isn't it?
Hardly anything in it actually, but
Well,
oh my goodness, look at that lot.
we'll say this now, it'll be full up.
Come on, you lot. You're in the way. Move yourselves. Go on. Go back in. Go down the hole. Go on. Down that hole. And then you can fly at the entrance and sting Josh and his microphone. Like your half-sisters over there do.
Yeah, we've got that to come. Yeah.
Holding the cover board diagonally across the box, so that hopefully they fall into the box rather than onto the ground and run up my trouser leg.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
And first frame comes out, and we've got some fresh nectar coming in, obviously.
And
We've got a bit of sealed stores. Can't see any brood in that frame at all.
put the queen's on it.
And the queen's on it, so I don't know.
She's, yeah.
Well, I better go back in then if she's on it. And don't know. Oh, there's the queen again.
Is she? Is she on that one?
On the bottom now. On the bottom bar there. She
Oh, yeah.
just stepped over.
Oh, well, that...
Doing it on purpose. She'll probably step onto the next one now. Oh, God. Come on, Roger. On we go. Next one. Queen cell. That's what we want to see.
You want to see a queen cell or a queen?
We're not expecting any eggs or any brood or any of that stuff. Just a queen cell.
Yes.
Either still there or emerged, and that's about it really. Right, kids. Right, so if the queen cell's still there sealed, then we don't need to do anything else. We can just close it up again. I suppose if it's emerged, then I don't know whether it's worth looking for eggs or not really yet.
Yeah, probably
But
not.
we'll
But we can have a...
maybe have a quick look at a couple of frames near the front. Oh, it's been torn down from the
No.
side.
Oh. Oh, jeez.
I don't know what that was about.
Don't think it's hatched and been torn down. No, it wouldn't. She wouldn't
It
have
doesn't
emerged.
look like it, does it? It just looks as though it's been just
Destroyed.
destroyed out from outside. And there's
Another one.
cut there. But I mean, there's nothing in it. There's no chance of there being any in it because it's a fortnight. Well,
Mm.
yeah, it is. It's a fortnight now, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh, God. Bloody bees.
This colony is just a nightmare, aren't they?
Yep. I suppose we might as well go through the rest of it and see what they've done instead, if anything.
Yeah.
Which is probably not going to be any fun.
Excitable things, aren't they?
Yep. Well, I mean, they were excitable before. Now they're bloody queenless. They're going to be absolute pain, I would think. Absolute bunch of little so-and-sos.
You're thinking of amalgamating?
Oh, I'm just thinking of just taking that nuke and putting the frames on this one.
Yeah.
With a sheet of newspaper between.
I think that might be the...
I think that's about the only thing we can really sensibly do here.
Yeah.
Come here, you bloody thing. Oh, we may have to edit that bit.
We can censor it out.
It always happens that when you start messing out with sheets of newspaper, the wind gets up.
It does.
It's one of the facts of beekeeping life.
Roger pops the queen excluder on top of the newspaper so that the queen doesn't go down into the original brood chamber.
Right. That's that.
So put another brood on top of
Brood chamber.
existing brood.
With a few spiders and
Could do with a little clean up, couldn't it?
things and bits and bobs.
And it will get us through.
Oh, look at the size of that one.
Ah.
Big furry black spider on the back here where it's been stood on the floor.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
If any arachnophiles kicking about, they can tell us what that is.
Yeah. So what's the biggest risk doing this is that they don't like her and kill her off, I suppose.
Yeah, it has happened before, but I mean, hopefully if we put these on top of the nasty ones, then the nasty ones can fool about in and out through the entrance and never get up into this. And the only ones that will come up are the young bees, which hopefully will be sweeter natured, which are attracted to the brood, which will all be in these frames to start with. There's the queen.
There she is.
Nice,
Oh, yeah.
calm, quiet, sensibly behaved, regal lady. If they have started producing any queen cells in the original brood chamber, when they find that they've got a queen that's already laying, that they'll just tear them down, because obviously this one's not going to be able to go out with a swarm because she can't get through the excluder to get to the entrance, so that won't work. We've got whole sheets of brood here, and emerging bees and all sorts, so it should work.
Yeah. So do you need to punch your holes in, or do you think they'll just gnaw their way through?
They'll gnaw their way through. I think there's some holes in one of the sheets already, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to bother too much about that. Shake the bees out of this box and it's empty into there. Shake the ones off the super frames, and just hope that they have the decency and good sense to accept this new queen.
Yeah.
I mean, as with all things bee, there's no guarantees, but it's worked before for me, and it's worked for thousands of other beekeepers, but whether it'll work this time or not is entirely up to, well, really up to those little monsters, really.
It is, yeah.
If it don't work, then they're going to die anyway, because there's no way they're going to get a new queen now.
No.
If they kill this one, they've basically cooked their own goose, and it's not anywhere near Christmas yet.
No.
And if this colony does die out, then, you know, I'm afraid my attitude is, well, good riddance. You weren't much good anyway. You were a lot of hassle.
We gave him a load of opportunities, so
We gave them all the best chances we could.
we didn't write them off. There was a few bees in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
I guess a lot of these will be bees coming back from the foraging as well, I suppose. Roger shakes off the remaining bees from the inside of the new box.
I don't really want them to fly because they go back to the wrong place.
Not many left on here. Oh, they're all coming back, aren't they?
Yep. Oh, damn it. Right, okay, oh hell, we can't faff about. I'm just gonna cover it up and put the supers back on the top of this lot. And
yeah,
that'll have to do, because and they've got the choice, they can go in that one or they can come in this one. Anyway, there we go. Right, now, are you feeling strong and fit and full of pep and vim? Because we now got to lift 2 supers onto the top of that lot. Get down. Oh my god. Right, okay. Go on, you lot out of there.
we've got a tower.
Yep. You see, when we test the strength of the bee stand.
It will, won't it?
Live stand.
Which one Jason built, so it should stand up to it.
Yep. Oh look, you've got a whole lot of bees trying to get up your trousers.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we're done, aren't we?
Yep.
Anything you want to say about what we've done?
Not really. Bit disappointed about that queen cell, but there you go.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, isn't it?
I mean, for all we know, it was dead anyway, but it did seem like a good one when we saw it last week.
It did. Had all the dimples on it and everything.
So why they sort of decided against it, I really don't know. Anyway, there you go. It might just be that they're as bloody minded as we think they are.
So hopefully they don't kill the new one. And
yeah, it's happened to me before where I've tried to unite with newspaper and the new queen has got killed above the queen excluder. Again, you know, I mean, it wasn't a particularly nasty colony, it was just one that was queenless but had a lot of bees in it, and I thought, oh well, rather than try and raise another queen, I'll adjust to uniting with this nuke that's next to them. And it just didn't, they weren't having it for some reason. No idea why not.
no.
The brood that went in with the new queen emerged and went down through the queen excluder, and then there she was on the thing dead.
No. Oh.
So you know, it's a
possibility.
It's a tried and trusted way, but it doesn't always work because sometimes the bees won't have it. But anyway, we'll see.
So we'll see everyone again next week.
Yep.
Thank you for watching our weekly update video here at Mantel Farm. If you enjoy what we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share our videos.